How you all doing? So in this video, I want to talk about how do you actually learn? Because the reason why you don't know how to learn is because school has taken away where they make you not like learning, right? For example, right? There's probably certain things that you probably don't like learning about, right? And the reason why you probably don't like learning about it, because one, you're just not interested, or two, you just don't understand it. That's why you don't want to learn it. Because, for example, right, I'm going to use high school as an example. So when I was in high school, right, you have to learn trigonometry and algebra and all of that, right? Now, the reason why I didn't want to learn about trigonometry and algebra is I understand it, but there wasn't really a reason why I need to learn that. Because let's be real, right? The only way we want to learn something is if we want to incorporate it in the real world, right? Because there's no point learning random shit if if it doesn't help us, in my opinions. That's what I reckon. Like, for example, if you're not going to use it in the real world, then what's the point of fucking learning it? Or you just want to learn it because you're just interested, because you're curious. But at the same time, the reason why a lot of people don't want to learn things is because they've been forced to learn it. I think that's the reason why the school system, or why people don't like to learn things when they grow up to become an adult. Because I know there's a lot of adults, right, they don't like to learn. Why do you think you see those 40-year-old grown-up adults who have been working the same 9 to 5 job since they were 18? Or since they were like 23 or 24? Because they stopped the learning. That's the reason why. Think about it, right? If they like the learning, they would have pivoted and done different jobs by now. They would have probably be in a better position they are today. But the reason why they still work the same job because they stopped the learning. Because they got too comfortable. Because when you get too comfortable, you stop growing, right? That's why, for example, every day, I'm always trying to push myself outside my comfort zone. I'm always trying to do things where I get to learn new information, where I'm always trying to push myself outside my comfort zone. Because the more you push yourself outside the comfort zone, the more you will do better in life. Think about it, right? Every fucking successful person who has been successful in any industry has pushed themselves outside their comfort zone. Right? They have. Like, for example, right? For example, let's say, I don't know, if you're a photographer, right? Now, for example, you learn photography. Okay, cool. You learn photography, now you know how to take photos. But let's say if you want to learn how to get people to know about your photography. Okay, cool. You learn about marketing. Okay, now you learn about marketing, alright? Now, you know how to market yourself? Let me explain this. Alright, now you want to learn about marketing. Okay, how are you going to market yourself? Okay, through social media. Okay, cool. You start making content about social media, but now you realize you want to learn about sales, right? So what you do to, let's say that you know how to market yourself, but you don't know how to, I don't know, make money out of photography. All right, cool. Now you start learning about sales, all right? So now you start reading books about sales. Okay, cool. All right, I learned about a bit of sales. Okay, where do I get my clients now? Okay, I've got to start talking to business owners. I'll start talking about business owners who need photos. Okay, but now they're rejecting me. Why do I need photos? But then next minute you start understanding business. You start learning about business, and before you know it, you have a photography business, and now you're making money out of doing photography. Now, I know that's a kind of rough estimation of what I mentioned before, but what I'm saying is that you gotta learn as much as you can, and the best way to learn things is doing shit outside your comfort zone. So this might be involve getting to the real world and making as much mistakes as you possibly can. Two is learning from people who are way more successful than you. Learning from people who has done what you want to do. Like, for example, this can involve investing in like a mentorship, right? That's another one. Or investing into, or reading books. Or even just networking with people who are a lot more ahead of you. Because that's the only way you get to your goals quicker. It's by just learning. So most people just don't want to learn because the school system forces you to learn. Because the only way you learn is by being curious. Like, you learn by just being generally interested in something. Like, for example, the problem with school, the reason why I never did well in school, because school just forced me to learn shit I did not want to learn. It forced me to learn like fucking maths, trigonometry, science. Like, there's no fucking reason why I need to learn this shit. Like, it's cool to learn about it, but then I wasn't interested in it, and it just discouraged me. Like, for example, how I got into, say, making videos. It's because I was just curious how people make videos, or how I got into photography, because I was just curious how people take good photos. That's how I learned. I learned by actually being curious, by actually being interested in certain subjects. And that way, once you learn how to learn in a certain subject, then you can apply to that concept to learning other things, such as learning boring things that you thought were boring, but now you understand why it's more interesting to learn that, because you understand how to learn. So that's what I want to kind of come in and talk about, is that I just want to make a quick video on how to learn. I don't know if I explain it really clearly, like, because I'm fucking tired, because I did a whole client shit today. I've been traveling and I was about to go to sleep, but I thought I'd make this video because I had this idea and I'm fucking tired, bro. I'm not feeling it, bro. You can tell by my eyes it's fucking red and shit, but in the meantime, I got it done. Don't give a fuck. That's all that matters. Anyways, I hope you gained some sort of value, and I'm out. See ya. Bye.